Hi, it's Phil from Inclusive Music, teaching the world to make music with BandLab. And in this episode of BandLab Secrets, we're looking at MIDI files, an incredible resource for the musician. And if you experiment, you're going to be discovering some really crazy sounds and hopefully discovering your own original, fresh sound. Coming up. So if you're using the public version of BandLab, go up to the top and press the plus, create. And if you're using the education version of BandLab, go to your personal project here or your library and go to the mix editor. We come to the same place. Browse loops. So up to drop a loop or an audio MIDI file. And I'm going to load a trap beat. This one here, straight trap, 140 beats per minute, 2 bars, and there it is. And if I play it, it's going to sound like this, which is absolute rubbish. And the reason for that is the Beats file is playing a piano at the moment. So let's get straight at it. Let's click on the piano and then we can change the instrument. Down here we can see piano and grand piano. Well, we don't want a piano at all. We're looking for some form of beat. And we've got 4 choices: creator kits, drum pads, and percussion. Let's start with drum kits and have a listen now. And let's also loop it round and round. So I'm going to right click here and set cycle to selection and play. And you can see it looping round, and the cycle function here is green and it's on. So that's just 2 bars going round and round. Now I chose a drum kit at the moment, and if we have a look at drum kits, we've got the classic rock kit. And we can see a choice here, and they're quite traditional kits and probably not what we need for trap or any modern genre. So to change that, what we're going to do is go back to this little icon here. And instead of drum kits, we're going to go to drum pads. And we've got a 606 kit coming up. And you can see here, these are far more electronic: drum and bass, dubstep, EDM, glitch, trap, ultra fat 808. This is the sort of thing that we're interested in. And the beat's changed. Well, in fact, the beat hasn't changed. The beat is exactly the same, but the instrument or the kit has changed. And this can completely change the sound of the track. Now, let's pump this up. And what I mean by that is we're going to add an effect straight away. So I'm going to go down to effects and let's go to a preset. And I'm going to my presets, which is where I can store presets that I've created. And the one I like is int dance day bass hi-fi comp. This was used for another project, but I really like it on drums now. You can see it's got the digi compressor there. Let's have a listen. Let's turn it off. And you can hear the difference. It really is whacking that sound out, really making it present. Let's change the name. That was drum pad 606. So I'm going to double click here. Drum pads 606. That's the kit I used. And what we're going to do is just change them and compare them. So let's right click here and duplicate track. There it is, exactly the same. Let's solo this one now and change it. So this is the drum kit 606. Let's go through a few. 8-bit chip tune kit. Next one. 808 kit, we had the 606. Let's try something a little bit different. How about some abstract hip hop? And it's just worth experimenting. We're looking for our own secret sound here. This is one of the ways to find it. DMB, drum and bass kit. And the secret here is not going for that traditional trap kit. We're looking for something new. We're looking for you to find your own sound. That means experimentation. That means trying things that you wouldn't normally try. Glitch. Percussion plonk, who knows what that is? Not so good, but worth a try. Sinister trap. Let's try it. Too much reverb for me. There's another trap kit. Like that. So that was the drum pads. Let's do this again. Right click here and duplicate track. And this time take the solo off. So I'm just listening to this one, which is now, it's not the 808 kit. So let's keep this in mind. Drum pads, it's now, double click here. It's the trap kit. There we go. So we're getting organized as we go along. Okay, I want to introduce now the Creëer kit, which is an amazing secret feature of BandLab, hidden sort of below the surface. So it's an instrument again, drum pads, and there it is, Creëer kits. Well, what are these? These are, let's bring it up. These are sampled sounds, and we've got 16 to choose from. Let's have a go. And normally on the bottom row, we have kick, snare, sort of a hi-hat, and another snare. So let's change that. That was acid hip hop. Let's go to Afrobeat. Let's get really experimental. There's a kick, snare, hi-hat rim, hi-hat shaker. So really some crazy sounds. Now we've got this MIDI drum file. Here it is. There. If we take a look at that, that's what's playing. Let's find out how it can play an Afrobeat Creëer kit and what it will sound like. Now, to me, there's some interesting elements there. There's a bit too much. This is, after all, playing a crazy combination of beats and instruments. But there's some stuff I like. I'm going to work on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is something called Quantize. In other words, these hi-hats here, which a bass is playing at the moment, it's too much. It's great for trap if they're the hi-hats, but with the bass it's not working at all. So I'm going to quantize, which means changing the amount of beats that play spread along a continuum. Sounds complex. I'm confusing myself. What I mean by this is I'm going to quantize it. So I'm going to first of all press Control and A. And these are all now selected. They've got a little green round, a line around them. And I'm going to change the quantize to half a bar. And when I click Quantize here, you'll see them change shape, change pattern, and move around. It'll sound dramatically different. Let's just have a quick reminder what this sounds like. Okay, I'm going to now press Quantize. You can see a lot have disappeared. Let's have a listen now. I'm going to undo that. Back there with all the beats now in, and that was a quantize of a half. Let's try a quantize of a quarter. Okay. Interesting. Let's bring in the other kit. This is the trap kit. Okay, we get the idea. So I'm going back to the Creëer kit. Afrobeat, not particularly good. How about classic grime? What sounds have we got? Crazy. Okay. So let's double click on this MIDI file so we can get it up here. We can see what's going on. Now, unfortunately, in a way, that hi-hat is now playing this sound, and it's way too much. But there's something in the background I really like. It's the sound that's going up. So I'm going to get rid of a few of these hi-hats by really just lassoing them. I might get rid of all of them. Delete. I've selected all the rest of them. Delete, they're gone. See, that's quite interesting. I quite like that. Let's bring in the old drum pads, the 606 as well. Okay, now for me, I'm getting somewhere. That sounds interesting. Let's keep that, and we'll just make sure we keep up to date with what we're doing. So that's classic grime. Classic grime. And I'm purely experimenting here. There's no planning going on in this. It's just try things out, see what happens. Let's duplicate this track here. Duplicate that. There we go. There we go. So let's remind ourselves where we are. Okay, that is the drum kits and the trap kit. I'm going to change it now back to Creëer kits, and I'm doing this as to be repetitive so you're getting the ideas. Lo-fi, let's try that. That's the hi-hat again, sort of messing it up, but that's what a hi-hat does. It plays, especially in trap, it plays every half beat, quarter beat, and then even faster here. Now, what if I quantize just that? Oh, that's interesting, see? That's nice. That's what happens when you play a sample in the Creëer kits. It can go on for a long time. When it plays like this, it's just playing the beginning and cuts out the rest of it. So let's get rid of all of those. There we go. I've just selected them. Delete. And I've just got that one here. And I like that because it's sort of that sort of hip hop out of time trap feel. Nice. Let's try it with the beat. Let's bring in the 606 then. Again, that out of time lilt works. It works lovely. Let's bring in the classic grime. Yeah, really liking this. So let's go over it again and just keep experimenting. I'm going to introduce the idea of changing the pitch as well. Let's just do that now. So here's the one we're interested in. Okay, reminding you then that the Creëer kits is a bunch of samples. Starts with the drums on the lower rows. That's the one we're using at the moment. Okay, it's got some nice samples there. And what we can do is just click on that. And we're going to change the pitch. And what I mean by that is we're going to raise it, and it will go from here, the H, to the J, which is a different sample. You can see it over here. That's the black note. Let's go one up to the piano. And all we do is we can shift it with the mouse. Or now it's selected, we can use the up and down arrows on the QWERTY keyboard. How about we add two? So we've got one on the first beat of the bar. What about one on the second beat of the bar? Let's move the cursor here, about there. And to add a note, I just double click it. So let's go to about there. There we go. Okay, quite like that. Let's bring in the classic grime again. Okay, interesting. So I want to borrow these two. So that's the first piano, and I'm going to hold down Shift. And now I've got just those two notes selected. So these are two selected. I'm not going to move them up both together by just the key, the up key. There we go. Go down again. Down again. Let's take out that so we can concentrate. That'll make a lovely chorus, verse, something that would be easy to rap over, nice background. So let's recap some of these ideas. Let's go to Browse Loops. Let's go to Drop a Loop or an audio MIDI file. Let's load up. We'll load up a slightly different one. Here's a 4-bar one. Straight trap. Let's try this. Okay. And to shorten it, I can just drag this here. So it is in fact now a 2-bar beat. Now you'll notice that didn't come up playing the piano. It went straight into general MIDI percussion. Sometimes that happens. You can get lucky and you can instantly hear what it sounds like. Let's then add an effect to boost it up. Now we can use the presets here, or we can use your own presets. And I like this one because it really whacks it up. Dance Day Bass Hi-Fi Comp. This is one I created by using the Digi compressor. And that basically pumps up the gain, makes it louder, makes it more present. Right, now what we did was copy it, left click here, duplicate track. We can right click, by the way, right click, there it is, duplicate track. And now we've got two. So we're just saying this is the first one and we're going to change the second one. So let's solo this. And the first thing we can do is go to the little icon, bongos in this case, we're in percussion. And I want to go straight to the Creator kits because these are so much fun. We've heard the acid hip hop one. Let's try something we haven't tried before. Future grunge. Not so keen. Again, it's the hi-hat letting me down here. So I think what I'm going to do is go to the MIDI editor by double clicking, and let's get rid of some of these hi-hats. My lasso, as I call it. Oh. Okay, delete. See, that's quite interesting. Yeah. Let's make a note of that, and it's Creator Kits Future Grunge. So, Creator Future Grunge. Let's keep organized. Let's see how they sound together. I'm going to now change the general MIDI kit because it's not brilliant. Blip perk. This could be crazy, or it could be horrible. It doesn't matter. We like trying things. We like experimenting. That's what it's all about. So percussion, not so good. Drum pads. If we want this modern sound, and remember I loaded a trap beat we're probably going to want something in the drum pads. We've had the 606 kit. Let's try an IDM kit. Not for me, thank you very much. Synth kit. Yeah, there's something about that. I don't know if you're getting the stereo there, but really nice on the hi-hats. Let's bring in this one as well. See, that's a big, powerful beat, and it's quite fresh. Let's continue then. We're going to go to the ellipsis here. We're going to duplicate the track. That's Future Grunge. We've changed this one now to drum pad synth kit. So here we go. Let's call it synth kit so we know where we're at. And we're concentrating on the last one we just copied. Oops. And it sounds like this. Okay. Future Grunge. Let's change it. How about Trap Volume 2? Nothing particularly interesting about that. What I'm going to do, okay, let's have a look at this MIDI map at the moment, and it's just the bass, the kick, the snare, or the hi-hat there. Okay, so I'm going to change the pitch. I'm going to select them all with that lasso. And now I'm literally going to push them up with the QWERTY keyboard page up key. There it goes. You can hear it's now, the kick's been replaced by a clap. Let's bring in the others. Now put the key up. That's interesting. Let's have a listen. Okay, so what's happening is that this note, which used to be the kick drum, is now a bass. Let's see where it is. There it is. I like that. I'm going to leave that. I think I could use that in a song. Usual process, ellipsis, duplicate track. Take the solo off so we can hear the latest track. I was on Trap Volume 2. Let's try Drill Volume 1. See what we got. Well, we've got that bass note, so yeah, it's just a bit louder. Whoa! Let's try that. So what I do, if you remember, is select and raise the pitch. There we go. Okay, let's bring in the synth kit. All together. Well, I hope that's been useful. Let's just remember what we did. We used a MIDI file, which is a great way to make music because it's so adaptable. You can change so many things. We then used Creëer kits, drum pads. Creëer kits are all those with the samples on. And we used the same beat, the same MIDI file, just changing, first of all, the kit and then the quantize. The rest, my friend, is up to you. Experiment. Start thinking out the box. Start finding your own sound just with one MIDI file. That's all you need. Have fun and keep making music